Hey there, welcome to the Not Just Mama podcast, the show where we talk about building businesses, chasing dreams, raising little yous, and keeping it real through all the chaos. We're diving into mindset, motivation, and all things mompreneur life, all while microwaving our coffee for the 20 millionth time. I'm your host, Heather Madsen, a dream-chasing mompreneur who knows exactly what it's like to juggle big ambitions with a million daily tasks. Because let's be honest, we're not just moms. We're wives, we're partners, we're daughters, friends, creators, dreamers, and so much more. And just because we're raising little tiny humans doesn't mean we have to put our dreams on the back burner. We deserve to chase them, build something incredible, and make a difference, all while being amazing moms. So go ahead and nuke that coffee once again and get comfy, because we're diving in. So I'm actually really excited you're here today because if you're like me and you're an introvert and you're trying to build a business for yourself, we're talking about something I know so many of you might be wrestling with. And that's, what if I don't want to use social media to grow my business? So have you ever gone to post something and just cringed or hesitated, really? Maybe you're staring at your screen and thinking, do I have to do this? Is this really what growing a business looks like? You're definitely not feeling all of that alone. I've been there too, and I still feel that to this day. And so today I wanted to talk about how I started building a business in a way that actually feels really good to me, like light and airy, and doesn't rely heavily on social media. So if you're an introvert like me, this episode might be just what you need to hear. So when I first stepped into the world of online business, all I saw were social media strategies, okay? And it was very daunting. So people were saying you needed to use Instagram and Facebook to post your reels, your lives, use hashtag to create engagement, okay? And it was a lot for me. It was overwhelming. And honestly, I tried. I created my business pages and I planned out posts. And even though no one I knew followed me yet, I still hesitated to hit publish. It felt like I was trying to be someone I literally wasn't. Someone who was louder, more extroverted, and just constantly on. And if you're feeling all those things that I just said, you know exactly what I mean. It's draining. And I kept thinking, if I don't post, will my business ever grow? But if I do post, I feel so uncomfortable and inauthentic. And this cycle kept me stuck for way longer than I'd like to admit. And honestly, I posted quite a bit my first month. And as a busy as heck mom, I struggled with it. It takes a lot of time to come up with content, create it, whether it's making videos or reels or slides on Canva, and scheduling it, not to mention the captions that you have to write up for every single post. And after doing it for a whole month, I was drained. I felt out of myself and I cringed looking back on videos that I made of myself that I was like, no, delete. I wasn't posting simply because I wanted to or felt inspired to. I was posting because I felt like I had to try and grow my online business. And it felt very, very unnatural to me. So if you look at my business Instagram page, it looks pretty sad, honestly. But however, on my personal page, that's where I have fun. I post when I feel like it and when I'm inspired. And mostly all my posts are of my kids' hockey games or camps, which I just love making those videos. Honestly, I love it. I would live for it if I could. But the point is, I find that fun and inspiring. And when it happens, it just comes naturally to me, right? That feels natural to me. But other than that, it felt really forced for my online business. And it's not that I didn't have a lot to say. It's mostly that it didn't feel like the way I wanted to portray myself and put out the knowledge and value out there, right? If that makes any sense. So eventually I had to pause and ask myself a serious question. What if I could build a business that actually aligned with who I am? And it's not that I wanted to quit, because I was far from that. And I'm not just like a quitter. I don't quit things easily. And I was still really passionate about what I was doing. But I also didn't really want to pretend, right? And that realization was huge for me. So I stopped listening to the experts and the gurus telling me what I had to do. Post, 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 right? And I started getting really quiet enough with myself to hear what actually worked for me. So I started to explore other ways of showing up. And that's when I discovered kind of two platforms that completely changed everything for me. And this is all besides my website, right? And so I discovered podcasting and Pinterest. Now, podcasting had been on my mind for such a long time, okay, a couple years. And honestly, thinking back, I loved listening to them myself, and I felt super close to whoever I was listening to. It's almost like I got to jump in their world for a little bit, learn from them, and really connect with who they are. So, fast forwarding to today, I finally started my own podcast after thinking of it for so long. And honestly, I really love it so much. And so, I really want to talk about why podcasting works so well for introverts aligned with Pinterest. Okay. So, podcasting definitely felt natural to me. More like journaling out loud, right? I didn't have to be on all the time. I didn't need to put my makeup on or have the camera on me all the time. I could literally like record in my car if I wanted to, which I don't. I just can't talk and drive at the same time. But or I could just show up in my messy, unorganized office with a hoodie on and no one really cared, right? I could just speak. And what I love most about podcasting is that it really lets me connect deeply with my audience without needing to constantly show up on social media. And it was a chance for people to actually hear my voice and connect through my talking and my speaking, right? And not just see a picture of me that was up for 24 hours of fame, right? And then it disappeared. So here are some of the benefits of podcasting for introverts, okay? You can take one whole day to record and batch your episodes and schedule them out. So you don't have to work on it every single day. And that's pretty awesome. With posting on social media, I felt like I had to do something every day, and it was actually really annoying. Um, Another benefit is that you can speak from the heart without needing to be on video. So I don't know about you, but as an introvert, as this person who doesn't normally speak out, I just want to speak out. I don't want to be seen all the time, okay? And so podcasting has really been a breath of fresh air for me. So, yeah. Another benefit is that you get to build real trust with your listeners over time. And your podcast is searchable. You use specific keywords. So, like mine, if you look up online businesses, my podcast will probably show up somewhere. I mean, people can find your episodes through your keywords and not just the algorithm of social media. And people will only search what they're looking for. So, in other words, people who are not interested in your topic won't even see your stuff, which is great because we only want people in our world that belong, right? And last benefit, and if you were listening to the last episode, you can use your podcast to grow your email list by linking lead magnets or freebies in the show notes, which makes growing your audience way easier and feel more natural, okay? Because you're just kind of like at the end giving them a strong call to action. But honestly, all in all, I mean, it was the first time I felt like I could breathe in my business and still grow and actually feel good about what I do. And that's super important. I can't express that enough that we need to feel good in everything that we do, life and business. All right, so next I want to talk about Pinterest. I have always been a big fan of Pinterest. And if you know Google, everyone knows Google. It's a search engine, right? You type something in and what you're looking for pops up. Well, Pinterest kind of works the same way. It's also a search engine, but it's a visual search engine. So you get to see all these graphics and stuff pop up as you look for what you want. And it's not a social media platform. So that means that people are actively searching for solutions and not just scrolling mindlessly or stalking your page because you posted something that is way off to them because, probably they're on your friends list to be just that, friends, right? So when you post something out of the ordinary, it's kind of like, oh, what is this person doing? And then they go down this rabbit hole and they're not even like your targeted customer, right? This is not who you want in your audience. So it's kind of pointless. Sorry, I'm starting to get worked up. But the best part about Pinterest is you don't need a big following. Okay. In fact, it doesn't even matter on there. And you don't even need to go viral. You just need to be helpful and have valuable content. And for people to use the Pinterest platform to get to that valuable content. Okay. If that makes sense. So, in other words, you want Pinterest to lead them off the platform and to your website or platform of choice, like your podcast, right? So here's why Pinterest works well for introverts, okay? So you can be creative without being performative. Literally, people just see the pins that you create in Canva. It's just an image, right? It's not you. It doesn't have to be you. Pins can drive consistent traffic to your blog, your podcast, or your freebie. You don't have to engage in comments or post every day like you would on social media. You can literally just schedule a set number of pins each day and let it be. You don't even have to touch it. And actually, the Tailwind app makes that super, super easy. Like, I usually have pins scheduled out a month or two in advance. It's way easier and you don't have to look at it all the time. And once you create a pin, it can live on the platform for months or even years to come versus Facebook or Instagram or any other social media platform where your post lives for like only 24 hours, then life moves on. And Pinterest is a powerful way to bring in leads passively. So Pinterest gave me the ability to still market and grow, but just quietly. Okay. It's easy. No burnout, no dancing or posting reels or making all these videos. I don't know. It's just so complicated. And no pretending to be this big, loud person when I really am not that kind of person. All I really have to do is create attractive pins in Canva and post it with a description and a link to where I want them to go. So out of everything in this episode that I have talked about, here's what I really want you to hear today, okay? You do not have to build a business on platforms that make you feel heavy. In fact, please stop doing that altogether, okay? Because guess what? You get to build a business that matches your strengths. You get to choose how you show up. And for me, I found my strength in podcasting and I absolutely love it. And podcasting is not the only way, really. If you have a lot to say and you do not want to show up on social media every day, blog. Blogging is another way to do it too. And I mean, yes, the visibility matters and all that, but showing up with authentic visibility matters much, much more, and your audience will see that. So for me, that meant podcasting once a week. And honestly, I would love to do twice a week, but this is what my schedule allows with my family right now. And that's okay. It meant sharing my episodes on Pinterest. It meant building my email list with lead magnets or strong call to actions mentioned at the end of each episode. And it meant connecting with people on my terms and not slaving away on social media posts that don't make lasting impressions. And guess what? It works, and it works for me. So if social media has been making you feel stuck, here's what I suggest. Number one, stop forcing the platform that's draining you. I mean, even just for a week, take a break and breathe. Give yourself time to think about what you really want to do and what will make you feel really happy doing it, okay? Number two, start where you feel comfortable. If you love to talk or you feel that you can express yourself better by talking, try podcasting. If you love to write or create, try blogging. Blogging is a simple way to put long form content out there and building an audience from it, okay? And number three, choose just one long form platform to start building trust with people, okay? And just honestly, just choose one. You don't need to overcomplicate it. And then repurpose your content to Pinterest or your email list, okay? Share it on there. Super simple. Number four, remember, slow and steady is okay. You don't need to go viral. but you need to be intentional, and that needs to feel good for you. I cannot express enough the importance of actually feeling really good with what you do. So, if something such as posting on social media feels heavy and draining, but yet you keep forcing yourself on that hamster wheel, you will burn out fast. 100% guaranteed with a big sticker on it. Okay. Plus, who has the time to build that stuff when you're also a mom? Honestly, I don't. So, if this episode gave you the permission slip that you didn't know you needed to build a business that feels aligned, to stop chasing trends that drain you, and to finally trust your own strengths, even though it may look a little different, then do me a favor. Hit that follow button for the Not Just Mama podcast so you don't ever miss an episode. And if you want future free resources, tips, encouragement, and access to everything I don't always share on this podcast, don't forget to join my email list. You'll find the link in the show notes below. And I want you to remember, you have full permission to do business your way. You can build a business that works for you with less overwhelm and burnout and more peace and comfort, okay? All right, thanks for spending your time with me today, and I will see you in the next episode.